Good morning, America. Breaking overnight, severe weather in the heartland, leaving behind a deadly path. Fierce winds ripping through El Reno, Oklahoma. This hotel and trailer park torn apart, reduced to rubble.
Bodies everywhere, people everywhere.
The terrifying scenes of destruction and the life-threatening weather this holiday weekend still to come.
Total fear and loss.
Survival story. A hiker missing for more than 2 weeks in the dense Hawaiian wilderness, now describing how she made it through.
It did come down to life and death, and I had to choose. And I chose life.
How she kept her strength and her message to the people who never gave up the search.
Japan journey. President Trump's meeting with Prime Minister Abe, combining golf, selfies, and diplomacy, not to mention a ringside seat at a sumo wrestling match as he responds to North Korea's latest missile launch and takes a swipe at Joe Biden.
New this morning, alligator attack. A woman suffering serious injuries while swimming in a Florida lake. How Good Samaritans rushed to help her and how she's doing this morning.
And escape plan. The notorious drug lord known as El Chapo making a list of requests, including more outdoor time at this federal correctional facility. Could he be planning a dramatic rooftop jailbreak?
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning on this Memorial Day weekend. We want to pause for a moment to remember what this holiday is all about. We have a live look for you now at the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, which honors the tens of thousands of Americans who paid the ultimate price while fighting for this country.
You can see people out there cleaning it, in fact.
Absolutely, getting it all ready for the long weekend. Truly important, of course, to remember why this holiday exists, and a sincere thank you to all of those who serve this country. First, though, we do have breaking news we need to cover this morning. An apparent tornado sweeping through the city of El Reno, Oklahoma, and the results both destructive and deadly. As we come on the air, at least 2 people are dead.
You can see a local motel there heavily damaged, and nearby a mobile home park mangled. And there is more dangerous weather on tap today and tomorrow for millions of Americans, from heavy rain to flash flooding to more possible tornadoes. In fact, in the last week or so, we've had 164 reported tornadoes in 11 states. And so we begin our coverage this morning in Amarillo, Texas, where Rob is right there tracking it all. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Dan. Such a tough week here for folks in the central United States between the floods and the tornado damage. It's really just been crippling. And just when we thought we can get through the weekend and get into an area where we'd see calmer weather, another town gets hit.
Overnight, a frantic search for survivors after a tornado barreled through Oklahoma, killing at least 2 people. And this morning, officials fear that number could rise.
It's been a serious event here. It's very tragic. We have all hands on deck.
That search focused on El Reno. Reports of injuries there after the tornado destroyed this hotel. A mobile home park across the street also taking a direct hit.
Just bodies everywhere, people everywhere, don't know dead or alive.
Debris sent flying as powerful winds and rain ripped through the area, leaving over 50,000 people without power across the state. These buildings reduced to rubble.
We're in the tornado right now.
This after a week of strong storms left homes along the Arkansas River almost completely submerged. Residents surveying the damage to their neighborhoods by boat. In Tulsa County, the Keystone Dam releasing water at more than 1.8 million gallons per second, putting immense pressure on the levees there.
Just hoping that the levee don't go. If it does, we're up creek. It'll get all of us.
And in Noeda, people urged to conserve water after a treatment plant was shut down when rising floodwaters reached the electrical panels. County leaders say they could run out of clean drinking water at any time.
We think the water is still rising. There may be people that are fine today that may not be tomorrow.
With more than 164 reported tornadoes in 11 states since Monday, people across the heartland are holding their breath as the threat of severe storms and flash flooding continues to loom from the plains into the mid-Atlantic.
Stay close to your family, because you never know when something's going to happen.
First responders and officials still working the scene there in El Reno. This is a second time since 2013, that town got hit. That time, it was a larger tornado, but it hit just south of town. This one, a direct hit there, and obviously doing major damage and, unfortunately, some fatalities. We unfortunately are not quite out of this scenario, this setup that's been with us all week long. We will in the next couple of days, but right now, today, we're looking for more storms from Louisville to Cincinnati, Charleston, D.C., and Philly. We've been getting almost daily rounds of this stuff over the top of this ridge. And then here in Tornado Alley, Amarillo, where I stand, up through Dodge City, the threat for tornadoes looms later on today. And then tomorrow we get up and through parts of the northern plains and the upper Midwest, Des Moines, and through Chicago. Could see some damaging storms there. Meanwhile, we'll talk more about the heat and the flood risk here in the plains. The rain can't be understated. That has been devastating as well. Whip, back up to you.
All right, Rob Marciano, thank you. Joining us this morning is Alonzo Adams, who lives just outside of El Reno and witnessed this deadly weather event. Alonzo, thanks so much for speaking with us. We truly appreciate it. This suspected tornado, it hit at night, perhaps when a lot of people were sleeping. What did you experience when it roared through?
I was watching it on TV, like most Central Oklahomans, and it looked to be just like a regular Oklahoma thunderstorm with rain and hail and lightning. And all of a sudden it hit. Tornado sirens were blasting here in my area. And next thing you know, they were talking about debris in the air. I got in my car, headed out to El Reno on Interstate 40. And as you got into El Reno, around the Highway 81 I-40 area, you saw debris scattered everywhere.
Alonzo, as you mentioned, many of these communities are equipped with tornado sirens. How much of a warning did people get?
Not much at all with this one. This spun up extremely quickly and put down a fairly significant tornado, it looks like.
Alarming to know people maybe didn't have much time to react. We also know one of the hardest hit areas was a hotel and a nearby trailer park, ripped to shreds, according to some witnesses. How would you describe the damage left behind there?
I couldn't believe what I was seeing once I got there. The tornado damage completely leveled parts of the hotel, motel. There were cars thrown into the front part of the hotel. There was a car embedded into the side of a hotel. I could see one trailer home that was flipped on top of another trailer home. It was significant damage for that type of tornado.
This morning, search and rescue crews will be out sifting through that damage. What's your biggest concern as those efforts get underway today?
Well, the biggest efforts or challenges I see is lots of people going to see this damage. That's going to hinder some of the response time. So I would say people need to stay away from the area and give the first responders time to do their work and get everything, back to somewhat normal. The other is the amount of damage. There's going to be power lines down. There's going to be, gas pipes that have been jarred and busted. So everyone needs to stay away from the area, and that's going to be a big challenge for the first responders.
All right, Alonzo Adams, thank you so much for speaking with us. We're glad you're okay. We're thinking about everybody there in El Reno, Oklahoma this morning. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And another thing Alonzo told us, he was comparing it to the tornado 6 years ago in the same area, deadly tornado. He said this one was close, not quite as bad. But this morning, as the sun comes up, they're still getting a sense of the devastation out there.
Yeah, no, you can't really see any of that till the sun is up and they have some light on it all.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Whit. Well, now to that incredible story of survival. New details this morning about the hiker who disappeared for more than 2 weeks in the Hawaiian wilderness. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Maui. And Marcus, what have we learned?
Well, Eva, good morning. We are just outside Maui Memorial Hospital. This is where Amanda Eller has been recovering from her injuries that she suffered during this 2-week-long ordeal that had so many people worried about her, some even fearing the worst. This morning, speaking from her hospital bed, we are learning new details about Amanda Eller's extraordinary will to survive. These photos showing the moments after she was rescued from a dense and rugged Hawaiian forest.
It did come down to life and death, and I had to choose. And I chose life.
The 35-year-old yoga instructor living on berries, plants, and guavas for 17 days as she meandered through unfamiliar and unforgiving terrain.
The last 17 days of my life have been the toughest days of my life.
Amanda at one point braving a flash flood and finding shelter in a cave, according to her mother.
And she spent the night in that cave, which water was coming into, in about a foot of water.
And there were times of total fear and loss and wanting to give up.
The New York Times reporting Amanda fell 20 feet from a cliff, fracturing her leg, adding that she spent one night in the den of a wild boar. The cruel consequence of what her mother says was a regular walk.
And she sat down and rested on a fallen log, just kind of meditated and took a little nap. And when she got up, she was disoriented about where she was and just followed her instincts, trying to get back to her car.
Her suffering coming to an end thanks to a volunteer search and rescue effort led by friends and strangers dubbed Amanda's Angels. Javier Cantalop spotting Amanda from a helicopter. She was wedged between two waterfalls in the Kahlua Forest. And this is video of the moving moment she is finally lifted to safety.
And there she goes! This is just like a tiny little blip of my story and my life, and it serves a much, much bigger purpose.
And Marcus, this was a real community effort in finding Amanda. Her family and friends creating their own search party after authorities called off the official search. Who paid for all of this?
Well, yeah, Eva, it really is remarkable. The community paid for this. They raised thousands of dollars. In fact, that's how they were actually able to get a helicopter to continue the search for Amanda, ultimately finding her in that ravine. Just remarkable. It's an example of how a community coming together can truly have a positive impact in these situations. And meantime, Amanda, as she continues her recovery, she could be released from Maui Memorial at any moment now. And that is good news for her and so many others here. Whit?
All right, Marcus, thank you so much. We switch to politics now. President Trump in Japan on a visit to address security, diplomacy, and trade, downplaying a North Korea missile test and making an appearance at a sumo wrestling match. ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is with the president in Tokyo. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. It's been quite the weekend. President Trump didn't just get to watch his first sumo wrestling match. He sat ringside and then was the first American president to present a trophy to the champion.
As sumo grand champion, I hereby award you the United States President's Cup.
Overnight, President Trump in Japan presenting this colossal 70-pound trophy to the sumo wrestling champion.
It's a very ancient sport, and I've always wanted to see sumo wrestling.
Outside of the stadium, a mix of supporters and protesters. This weekend, Japanese President Shinzo Abe charming Trump with golf, lavish dinners, and a meeting with the emperor in the hopes of striking a more favorable trade deal. Shortly after taking this selfie on the golf course, Trump announcing that they've made progress on the trade deal, but they won't announce it until after the Japanese elections in July.
The Prime Minister and I talked a lot today about trade and military and various other things. I think we had a very productive day.
While in the region, Trump sending a message to North Korea by brushing off their latest rocket launches. Tweeting, North Korea fired off some small weapons which disturbed some of my people and others, but not me. I have confidence that Chairman Kim will keep his promise to me.
In that tweet, President Trump boasts about his relationship with Kim Jong-un as a way to take a jab at his political rival, Joe Biden. He tweets that Kim Jong-un called Biden a low IQ individual. An aide to Biden said the tweet is erratic and unhinged. Dan?
Tara, thank you. I want to pick up on this tweet. So let's bring in our chief foreign affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, who's in D.C., where she's going to be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning. So put this Trump tweet in context for us. Here we have the president of the United States appearing to side with a murderous dictator who, by the way, has a nuclear program that could endanger our people, over a former vice president of the United States who happens to be campaigning against him. So am I seeing this correctly? What's going on here?
I think you are seeing that correctly. And whether President Trump wants to just confuse North Korea by going against John Bolton, who is the one who said these missiles were very dangerous. And by the way, those small weapons can travel about 300 miles that he tested and probably do violate UN sanctions, UN regulations. So I don't know whether he's trying to confuse someone, but I think the bottom line, Dan, is that he wants a deal with North Korea. We are about 2 weeks away from the anniversary of the Singapore summit, where he said that North Korea no longer posed a danger with its nuclear weapons, and there has been zero significant progress in denuclearizing North Korea.
So let me switch gears here. Back here at home, you spent some time out on the campaign trail with the up-and-coming, much-discussed Democratic presidential candidate, Mayor, small-town Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and you asked him about the possibility that the president may pardon American servicemen who have been convicted of war crimes. Let's listen to that.
He said, we teach them to fight, and they get treated unfairly, and he is going to look at those cases to see if perhaps they can be pardoned.
For a president, especially a president who never served, to say he's going to come in and overrule that system of military justice undermines the very foundations, legal and moral, of this country. When you serve, you are agreeing to serve the Constitution and to uphold the law. And frankly, his idea that being sent to fight makes you automatically into some kind of war criminal is a slander against veterans that could only come from somebody who never served.
So again, the president is considering pardoning American servicemen who have been convicted of war crimes. Are these pardons likely to happen? And is Pete Buttigieg's opinion shared among your many, many military sources?
Well, I have to say, Dan, politics aside, the military members who I have spoken to, active duty and retired, are pretty appalled by the president's comments. And again, they say it's absent evidence of innocence or injustice. The wholesale pardon of U.S. service member accused of war crimes signals our troops and allies that we don't take the law of armed conflict seriously. It's a bad message and a bad precedent. And that is the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Martin Dempsey. I think he tries to stay out of politics, but this one really galled him.
Martha, thank you very much. I want to remind everybody Martha's going to have much more of her interview with Mayor Pete Buttigieg on This Week later this morning. Plus, on the show, she's going to go one-on-one with the House Republican Conference Chair Liz Cheney. That's all coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. Our thanks once again to Martha Raddatz. We're going to move on now to one other piece of news. An apparent shark attack on a beach in Hawaii. A 65-year-old man killed right in the middle of this busy holiday weekend. Witnesses say they saw him being pulled under from the beach in Maui. Rescuers found the man, who was a visitor from California, about 60 yards offshore, but they were unable to revive him.
And that part of Maui, Kaanapali, extremely popular, filled with resorts, too. So it'll have a significant impact on tourism there as well.
Scary day on the beach.
Absolutely. Let's transition, get back to Rob Marciano, who's been watching the weather for us out of Amarillo, Texas. Rob, you've had a long number of days on the road. The severe weather threat, though, continues.
It does, and a lot of people hitting the road or on the road right now. We're by a historic Route 66, runs from Chicago all the way to Santa Monica. So be careful if you're traveling on this holiday weekend. If you're in the Southeast, you got big time heat. I don't have to tell you that. The past couple days we've seen record heat, and I think we're going to see that for the next several. That big ridge over top of you, no rain, not a whole lot of humidity, honestly, but it's pretty hot. Today's high is 95 in Atlanta, 98 degrees in Albany, 96 degrees in Tallahassee, 98 potentially in Columbia, South Carolina. Meanwhile, a lot of snow out west, right? Mammoth Mountain just announced that they're going to continue riding until August. How about that? So there you go. You want to cool off, head to the mountains. Another system coming into L.A., which will actually dump a little bit more snow up there in Mammoth there in the next couple of days. So this trend continues, and more rain here, unfortunately. All right, that's checking the national headlines. Weather-wise, here now is your local forecast.
Hello and good morning, Washington. Meteorologist Alex Liggett on a Sunday that features some severe storms in the forecast. Now, we are in weather alert today, later on this afternoon from around 2 o'clock all the way through 9 o'clock this evening. So if you are participating or going out to sea and support Rolling Thunder, temperatures today in the lower 90s have the heat, humidity, storm chances, though they will increase through the afternoon and evening. Keep your Stormwatch 7 app handy. Here we are around 3 o'clock in our Futurecast, already seeing the first batch of storms, the next one later on this evening.
It's beautifully flat here in the high plains, a great place to do some storm chasing. We caught up with some amazing photographers yesterday during our chase, and we'll share with you some of those very cool images in the next half hour. Guys, back up to you.
And you've done some great work. Be careful out there and get some sleep as well. You need some rest.
Yes.
Well, now the historic win overnight for the Toronto Raptors, sealing their spot in the NBA Finals for the first time, beating the Bucks in dramatic fashion.
The stage for the NBA Finals is set.
They're off the bench to celebrate.
Overnight, after decades of championship drought in Toronto, the Raptors soaring over the Milwaukee Bucks in a historic comeback. At one point down 15 heading into the final stretch.
Giannis behind him, gets to Leonard.
But the Raptors roaring back, sending fans into a frenzy. While the Raptors are headed to their first NBA Finals, their opponents, the Golden State Warriors, led by Steph Curry, are returning to their 5th straight finals. But it's what's off the court that has